Hello, everyone. Hello, Iris. Welcome on in, friend. It's good to see you. Excuse me. I hope you're doing well, friend. Excuse me. Um, Hi. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. I have I have had some drinks today. Um, yes. I have dink. I will be dinking. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a good time tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I got my hat on. I'm ready to go. I'm having a good time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Iris, I can't believe you've done this. Iris pinged everyone to come to go watch me. Hey, you can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm not that good at coding. I'm not that good at coding. But yeah, how's everyone's New Year's Eve going? Are you celebrating? Are you having a good time tonight? I offered you the code for it. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see. You having fun so far? I'm glad. I'm very glad. Also, how does my mic sound? I adjusted it a little bit. Um, I hope it sounds okay. Let me know, please. Sounds good? Cool. Thank you, Iwis. Thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, we should probably get into the game, but I don't remember what I was gonna say, so I don't know. Um, oh, hold on, my chair. There is a content warning for the game. It's pinned. You can also type in exclamation point that um to take you to it. Yeah, I pinned it for easy access. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you decide to watch this stream and hang out with me tonight. Um, yeah, I think I'm ready to hop into the gamer scene. Gamer time. Let's do that. Ah, why bonk? Of course, the game isn't showing up. There it is. Okay. Let's turn my spooky lighting on. Spooky lighting. And hopefully the volume's okay. Oh, look at my hat. Look at it. But yeah, hopefully the volume's okay. I adjusted it earlier to hopefully work. But I never know. Man, I never know. I need a sip of my drink. We'll let you know. Thank you, Iris. Thank you. Okay. Let's play. New game. I have not tested this. I'm going in completely blind. So we'll see how it goes. I also have subtitles on. But if it doesn't look
It's you again.
What do you want?
Rules.
I'm gonna switch to the other screen so you can read the subtitles.
Leave. Possible.
Sorry about that. I want to make sure you can read the subtitles. Hello? Anyone here?
Hello? Anybody here?
Is Lee possible?
Am I? Is this another?
What's going on here? Oh, the game is really loud for you guys. Hold on. The game sounds fine. It looks like really fucking loud for you guys. So I just adjusted it a little bit. Okay, what does it want me to do? Oh. Click, click, click.
Riley? Riley, are you there?
What button does it want me to press?
Come in, Riley.
Oh, that one. Who is
Riley,
this?
please.
Who is this?
Riley. Where are you? Are you still? Things jump.
What's going on? What happened? Where am I?
Think they are. They're tourists. You there? You can't get back.
Who are you? Who is dangerous?
Boomst. Nani? Oh, we hauling ass now. Open the door. Open the door. What's inside? Hello?
Hello? Is anyone in here?
Hello?
All right. Well, no then.
Nope. Unless we're gonna get jump scared. Oh. Unless.
Is anyone up there?
What is this? What is this?
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here.
Hey, Vsauce. Michael here.
What the hell is?
Let's go in. Oh. The hell? 1952.
Excuse me. Who are you?
Bury me
Hmm? Well?
where you can't see water.
Well?
Come in, Riley. If you're there, pick up, please.
What?
Riley? Answer, please. Over.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Hey.
Hey, hi!
I need to adjust the volume. I don't know why it's so... Oh, okay. Well... Oh wait, no. Resume.
Thank God! I didn't know if you'd be in range. I'm Evelyn, an environmental researcher with the lab. Welcome to your first day on the job. I'm sure Leslie went over this stuff with you already during training and orientation, so forgive me if I repeat a few things. You're just gonna be planting transmitters along the coast to help us study anomalous frequencies. First of all, can you hear me okay? Over.
Yeah, I can hear you all right. Over.
Awesome. Leslie probably told you, we're an environmental group. Local governments will contract us to study the effects of deforestation or noise pollution. But my specific area of expertise is in strange or
What's over
otherwise
here?
unique natural phenomena. Electrogravity, ion winds, stuff like that.
Oh, I gotta
Over the
sneeze.
last few months, Kamina's been overrun with disruptions in the electromagnetic spectrum. These frequencies act like radio waves, but as far as we know, aren't. And they're messing with the town's comm equipment, TV stations, even air traffic signals. The
I'm
transmitters
stuck.
you'll place will relay any signals back to us so we can study them. Got it?
Oh, there we go.
Over.
Okay.
Got it.
All right, that makes sense. Hey, I thought they closed down the seafood place out here.
Oh,
Oh,
I interrupted
seafood Sammy.
myself.
Yeah, I think it's under health code probation or something. Anyways, Riley, where was I? Oh yeah, the equipment. Your transmitters and climbing gear for the rocky terrain are being held with the very polite manager of the general store.
Oh,
Should
that's
be
right here.
right in the center of the harbor.
Okay,
Go get them
swag.
and then call me back, okay? Oh, and before I forget, you have a walkie-talkie. You'll be using it to keep in
I
contact
do.
with me and anyone else you need to chat with.
I've noticed that I have a
Do you need
walkie-talkie.
me to go over the basics of how to use it?
No, I'm good.
Nope, that's alright. I think I got the hang of it. Over.
Alright, great. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Well, nice to meet you, Riley, even if not in person yet. Let me know when you got your gear, okay? General store. Okay, over and out.
Alright, let's go. Get in there. Get your butt in there.
Huh, doesn't look like anyone's here.
Ah, shit.
I should probably call Evelyn and let her know. What
Flyer.
is this? A flyer? Learn about our free soul body health class.
Wasn't Evelyn the
Leo has
name of one of the
power to
characters in the
heal.
first game? I have
Join
no idea.
Heritage.
I don't
Trip to
remember.
the stars. Blood, moon, tide. Huh.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you, Iris. You. Oh. How do I do this?
Hey, Evelyn. Is there like another general store nearby? Because there's.
You thinking of
nobody
Clarissa?
here, so I don't know
Gotcha.
what to do.
Hey
Over.
Tibbs, welcome on in.
God. Okay.
Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Surely.
Happy
Listen,
New Year's
feel free,
Eve.
though. Just head up the hill on your way to Camber Cave. Your partner, Jacob Summers, is
Yeah, it's a great
in some
emo.
car trouble, but he's got a transmitter you both can use for tonight. Over.
Oh, okay. But what about the climbing gear? Don't we need that?
Well, if Jacob gets his truck fixed, that'll help mitigate the need. But regardless, we'll have you do a simple one tonight that doesn't require climbing. Tomorrow you can start on the bad boys. Sorry,
Okay.
Riley, one sec.
That is a good
You're
emote.
right. Those readings don't make any sense.
Hey, Evelyn, is everything all right?
Sorry, Riley, I gotta go. But, real quick, you have your map with you, right? Pull it out for a second.
How do I do that? Okay.
So, as you can see, there's a lot of land to cover, and a lot of it is inaccessible unless you have climbing gear. All those rocks and cliffs and crap are too dangerous without rope and anchors. But Jacob's still at Copper Creek Trail, northwest of where you're at right now. Take the road, and you'll get there pretty quick.
Okay. Guys, okay, good, I can zoom in. Because I can't fucking see shit. Okay.
Also, by the way, your map has a lot of useful information. Don't be afraid to whip it out if you ever get lost or forget what you're doing.
I'll whip it
I'll
out.
call you later when you're with Jacob. Thanks, Riley. Over and out.
I'll whip it out, alright.
Some of these postings are pretty old. God, $20 an hour for a babysitter? If she doesn't fly through the chimney with a school of singing penguins, that's a total ripoff.
Can't just say that. My wife is just saying words. Is this where I want to go? Sure. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. F, yeah. Is this where I want to be? Yes. Let's go. Sorry, you just gotta do it sometimes.
Oh, crap.
Nut. What's this poster?
Missing Lucy Pasterson, age 7, born 1979? This has been up for a while.
Damn.
Hope you ran away to California, kid.
That's crazy. Is he down here, I think? Seems like it. There is a contraption.
No, it's not.
Hello?
Hey, sorry. Are you
Wow.
Jacob? Jacob Summers?
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm Jacob, which makes you, Riley? Evelyn let me know you were on the way. You kind of caught me in the middle of. This is embarrassing. I can't get my truck to start.
Oof.
Yeah, this was gonna be our
That's
ride around
okay.
town for the job, but
Oh god, don't be embarrassed. It's not your fault, right? Or maybe it is. You know it takes gasoline in the little hole over there, right?
oh, that's what that meter with all the slashes means.
Horror,
Seriously,
horror,
I
horror.
have no idea. Can we try something real quick? The
He
key's
wants
in the
to
ignition.
kiss.
Could you just start up the
Oh.
engine real quick? I'm trying to see if it's
yeah.
Sure, what the hell?
Oh, thanks. It's just I don't know what the issue is.
Ignition. Crank it. Boom, explodes in his face.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay. Turn it off.
Your shit's fucked, dude.
Oh, thanks. I won't even try to explain.
Yes. Sorry, dude.
I can't even pretend.
As
Oof.
borked as
Sorry,
hell.
dude, that sucks.
Ah, it's all right. She gave me 8 cracks.
I know what's wrong with it.
Which was more
Ain't
than I
got no
expected.
gas in it.
Anyway, you help me out. I think we can call time of death on this one.
Riley and Jacob, did you guys meet up yet? This is Evelyn. Over.
Hello, Evelyn.
I think that's our boss's.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Want to answer that?
Yeah, how do I... yeah.
Hey, Evelyn.
Yeah, sorry, Evelyn.
Yeah, you got Riley and Jacob here. Over.
Okay, great. Hi, Jake. Jake's great. He's a handyman regularly, but we were lucky to get his help with this. Your truck ready? You guys good to go?
Not yet, Evelyn. Jacob's truck was struck down by a mysterious illness.
I think the engine's fried. Is our first transmitter point far? Over.
Kinda. It's Camber Cape. We want to try and get as much over-air traffic as we can.
I see now why you asked if I had an all-terrain vehicle.
Yeah, it's a lot easier with a ride, but
Well, can't we fix the truck? Call a tow company or something?
we kind of have to get started. Our permits are only good for the next 2 days. You two are going to be planting transmitters all around Kamina. Jacob, you have transmitters, right?
Just one. Riley, I'm strapped for space, so could you grab the transmitter?
Yeah, where's it at?
It's right there on the blanket.
Well, I do have a
Okay.
backpack.
I promise I won't think of you as our pack mule.
And why even say that?
Oh, neat.
Wow, fancy.
One tonight and a few more tomorrow when the general store opens.
Transmitter acquired. Yippee!
Hey guys, I feel good about this. Really. Jacob, Riley, have any questions? Before I finally get some dinner?
I don't think I have any questions, no?
Alright guys, good luck. Let me know if you run into any trouble or have any
There
future
he is.
questions. I'll be on most of the night.
Thanks, Evelyn. Talk to you later.
Okay, over and out.
Riley, real quick before we go. You see that radio on my truck? Can you grab it? Sorry, but I kind of got my pockets full.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, I got you.
It's right there.
Here we go. Shit, here we go again.
Thanks. Try it out. This far from town, we won't get the whole range, but I think we can get the local baseball game. Tune it to 93.7.
Yeah, okay. Just give me a sec.
93.7, the cheap seats. This is David.
There we go.
Bottom of the now 10 for the comedic crayfish. It's still all tied up.
I used to watch.
Yeah,
Crayfish games
I've
on
seen this
HBO
before.
20 years ago. But thanks. It sounds great. Okay.
That was a
well,
weird
Camber
little
Cape
run.
is up this way. Shouldn't take too long.
Where's leaving this here? Okay.
So,
Can I like save? No.
Evelyn,
Okay.
she's a little funny, right? She ran me through the job a week ago, and she's definitely a character.
Oh, funny? Like, how do you mean?
I don't even know. She's just... I mean, her voice has a thing to it, you know? She's a character.
He
If I
likes
hear her
her.
at a train station or something,
Maybe.
I'll immediately know. That's Evelyn.
That's Evelyn.
Hey, this is a really stupid time to bring this up, but when I heard your name, Riley, well, do you remember junior year? Mrs. Elsmore's English class and PE fifth period.
What is that?
We went to high school together. Oh wait, sorry, the path splits here. The right is for more experienced hikers.
Oh.
Can we take the longer path on the left?
Yeah.
It'll take an extra minute, but
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, sure thing.
I just
Left
wanted to
path
see
it
what
is.
that
I got
plaque
time.
was, brother.
great, thanks. But sorry, I was just saying that we actually went to high school together. I just wanted you to know that we knew each other. That's all.
Yeah, no, of course. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So, hi,
Not
I'm
awkward at
Jacob.
all.
Nice to meet you. First day on the job topics. I'm what you call an independent contractor. You know, light fixtures, building a deck.
I'm interrupting
But I signed up
him.
for this partly because of how weird every.
If you interrupt dialogue, it has a way to resume it.
Everyone
Yeah.
will do it, but you can tune into super strange stuff if you know how to find it.
Evelyn won't get into
Evelyn
it.
won't get into it? Won't get into what? What do you mean?
Well, it's not an official part of their study, some of this. It used to happen just on Edwards Island. It was a sort of inexplicable audio-visual phenomenon. Using any old radio, you could tune into physical objects.
Yeah, I've
I'm
heard of
curious if
this.
we'll get readings from the island.
Audio-visual phenomena? Like, what?
Yeah, it's hard to explain. When tuned to the right signal, a radio would sort of charge up stuff in the environment. It did make sense. I mean, people investigated it to no reason.
Why can't I go around this rock?
The effects, though, that radio effects, has kind of bled from the island to around here now. But I'm sorry, I'm just into this
It's
stuff.
spreading?
Super
I
techie.
guess so.
Visiting Walla
But
Walla
I've been talking my head off ever since we met. God. Okay. What brought you back?
I just needed a reset.
Yeah,
I think.
real.
I've been, in hindsight, I haven't really planted roots in any one place or in any one thing or in anybody, even, really. And it's not like I can get away with that forever. Especially now.
Oh no, I hear you. I'm kind of the opposite. I never left. Never really explored or... I mean, I've been on trips and stuff.
Oh, not me. I left the legal second I could. Didn't really look back until a few months ago.
Spooky.
to this.
Hmm. Number station. Oh no. Oh, here we go.
Ugh. My hip flexor's gonna be mad at me
You
tomorrow.
okay, brother? He's fine. Just walk it off. Okay, which way are we going? Okay, we're still going up. We're going uppies.
So, be careful around those logs. Sometimes it rains and stays slick overnight. But you seem okay.
Just take one step at a time.
Ugh. I'm so sorry if I burp.
What
is this?
This?
Oh, that?
Oh, excuse me. My throat.
People living this far out from proper civilization. There's a group in town that performs, nature rituals. You'll see evidence of it dotted around.
Sorry, I
This could be them.
tabbed out for a second. Nature rituals, you say? Oh, we sliding.
Whew, this part's always a little tricky.
Cult of Dionysus ass motherfucker, yeah. Real. We love it.
Oh, wait up a minute. There's a bench over here. Can we just take a quick second?
Yeah, sure.
I just need to rest my feet. Sound
Can I
like
sit?
me, but I'm sorry. I'm just not used to this kind of exertion.
Yeah, that's fine. We can take a minute. I could use the break too.
Oh, thanks. Just till my toes stop throbbing.
Oof. That's rough, buddy.
Turned out to be a really nice night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my ass hurts already.
Feels honestly a little like tornado weather. Which they don't really happen in Oregon, you know?
Yeah?
Maybe it's a sign.
Spooky.
A sign of what? A tornado?
Yeah, that. Or something else.
Thank you for banning a bot, Iwis. Get out of here, bot.
Right. Thanks for the stop. Help me catch my breath.
Alright, let's go. No problem, buddy. Beep. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. So far, I'm having fun. I'm excited to see where it goes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we running.
Alright, we're getting close. Just over the crust, there should be a clear enough spot for the transmitter.
What's this?
Hours? Sunrise to sunset.
Used to be open till like 10, but someone spotted a bobcat a couple years back. Limited the hours.
That's goofy.
Closed. Locked? And locked. Damn it. The hell do I do?
I don't know another way
Oof.
around. Maybe
Looks
we should
like-
call Evelyn. Tell her we're at a bit of an impasse.
These rocks look climbable.
This or nothing.
Oh, well, that works too.
Hell yeah.
It is a proper climb, though.
It's not as hard as it looks. Just find
Oh,
your foot
I'm
before you
stuck.
trip.
Mountaineering
I'm sliding.
isn't exactly on my CV, so knock yourself out there.
Oh shit. What a jump.
Figuratively.
I'll be fine.
Don't sweat it. I used to climb the kitchen table before I knew what it was called.
Come open up the gate after your topside.
I got you. I don't like the scary music though. We got a big jump here. Whee! Up here. And up here. Could give more context. Yeah, that'd be nice. It is pretty.
Forgot how pretty it can be up here.
Riley, are you at the
Oh.
summit? Over.
Hey, Evelyn. Yeah, I'm at the summit. Over.
What's this?
Perfect. So, when you plant the transmitter, you'll need to adjust it manually a little. Just fiddle with the dish so it aligns with the signal. You'll know when it happens. Sounds good?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I got it. I got
Great.
it.
Call me back if you get confused or anything. Over and out.
Thanks, Evelyn. You a real one. Hey, brother, I made it.
You made it. Good job.
It was a whole thing and a half.
I believe it.
Unlock the gate.
Awesome. Thanks. Up we go.
I love trespassing. I'm just kidding. I love
You grew
staying
up here, right?
in my lane.
You ever buy that story about Edwards Island? About the submarine that went down near Fort Milner? The USS Kanaloa?
Should.
It was a,
Oh,
casualty of
fug.
war, right?
The USS Kanaloa was the only American submarine downed in enemy combat in American waters. It happened right off the coast of Edwards Island. 1943, during World War II. But, you know, some people don't fully buy it.
Don't buy what? What do you mean? They think it's a lie?
Well, some people say it was friendly fire, that we accidentally bombed our own sub.
Why would anyone think that?
Oh, I don't know. Little discrepancies, little things, details of the story.
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
Hitting exactly right. Sometimes things just aren't what they seem, you know?
So true.
Oh, hey, little animal burrow. That's cute, I guess.
I'd steer clear. Skunks are, you know, a thing. But,
True.
Any interest in the other story about the submarine?
Other? There's another story on top of us bombing our own soldiers?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, give me a damn break, Jacob. I thought this was going somewhere interesting.
Well, wait. Let me get there first. Some people, maybe even some people standing right next to you, think the crew members of the USS Kanaloa got lost on the way to the light, let's say.
Damn it, you caught us. I thought I'd have till the end of the night to take my revenge from our watery grave, but...
Okay. You know what? Yeah, make fun of me, but all I'm saying is... It makes sense if the radio wave strangeness is coming from there, right? I mean, Edwards Island is...
Yeah, it's ghosts.
You go there and it's like your feet never really touch the ground. Couple that with an at least semi-questionable tale of maritime disaster, and you have yourself the recipe for a proper ghost story.
Ghosts.
Your mileage may vary, I guess.
Yeah,
Look,
sure,
it.
whatever.
I've seen crap that's hard to explain, impossible to explain even. So, hey, you tell me a downed submarine crew haunts the coast of Kamina, I won't argue.
You're kind, but let's be realistic. But hey, ghosts, no ghosts, wartime accident, or a heroic defeat, at least we can both agree that it gets too friggin' cold out. Jesus.
It do be chilly.
My feet.
Yeah, it do be
Great,
chilly.
I'm freezing.
I want to look
It's a
at
little
this
weather worn,
structure.
but this is nice.
Look at
They
the
used to have one of
structure.
those coin-operated binocular things up here. When someone kept sticking gum over the eye holes, it really lost its luster.
Yeah, what are you doing over here? Wimp. Yeah, I am a wimp.
See that? Over Edwards Island. Oh, that storm cloud looks nuts.
Get down here.
We don't usually get skies like this.
Yeah.
That is
Doesn't look
tornado-y,
great.
now that he
Good for
mentions
boating,
it.
Right?
Yeah, maybe. We might want to do this quick.
Alright, let's do it. That's the... Yeah, now you have context to the
Transmitter needs to be
distance.
adjusted manually. Just move the thingy till the it connects to a source frequency.
I don't know what
Yeah,
to do.
to be honest, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Oh.
Give me a second here.
Is this it? Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's working great. I think.
Should we call Evelyn?
Yeah. So, should we call Evelyn? Maybe check with her if it's working?
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Hey, Evelyn. We did it. We planted the transmitter. Looks good on our end. Over.
Hey, Riley. Yeah, the readings just coming in now. There they are. The signal's clear. You guys did a great job.
Okay.
Oh, hold up 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is a little weird. Guys, tell me, what color is the little light blinking?
Red.
Jesus!
Ooh. Uh-oh.
Wait, what is that? Do you see that over Edwards Island? Riley, did you know? Is this right?
Riley, what's going on? The
Can I
readings are a
pull?
little
Can I whip out my radio?
over here.
I can't.
Riley, is this normal?
Something's wrong.
Riley, turn off the transmitter. It's
What?
Just turn
What's
it
she
off.
saying?
Oh,
No! No, 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 no!
Nani?
God, I can't believe this! Oh, the portal! Something's wrong with it! Oh, I was almost there!
What is that touching it? Is it lightning?
What?
Wait. There's someone here. Who
are-
is she?
Who are you
Did
people?
something. Whatever she did fried our antenna!
Mom, come on. You tell me all the time. Don't let the concerns of others concern you. Right?
Hey, where are we?
What?
Who?
Come in, Riley. If you're there, pick up, please. Riley?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Evelyn, didn't we already do this?
Sorry, can you hear me? The distortion might be futzing with this.
Hmm.
I'm just glad the walkie's still kind of in range. I'm Evelyn, a new researcher with the lab like you. This is the start of my 4th week, actually. I'm by Oval Beach. It's about 20 miles out, but I can hear you okay, surprisingly. Can you hear me? Over.
Something's wrong.
I think something's wrong. Didn't this...
Oh. Hello?
Damn it. This isn't
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Keep away from all of this! For your own good!
This isn't for you.
Just, who are you? What are you doing?
Just leave it alone. Don't listen to them. Don't do anything. Stay back!
Come in,
Oh,
Riley.
I tried to
If you're
chase
there,
them.
Pick up, please.
I'm here.
Evelyn, there was some kid breaking into the general store.
Sorry, can you hear me? The distortion might be futzing with this.
Oh, let's
I'm just
go
glad
again.
The walkie's still kind of in range. I just wanted to tell you that
But our antenna, it broke. They planted the beacon thing and it ruined everything.
Never worked. I'll have to repair it.
Rebuild it or somehow.
Ruined by.
Look, it's her again. She keeps trying to.
Hello?
What
The hell?
the hell just happened?
Oh shit, it's still on fire. Oh! Hello! Oh fuck. Oh fuck, oh shit. What's this? Machine.
This definitely wasn't here before, right?
No.
Right.
Do I have to like wind it? Oh, what is this? What is... What does it want me to do? Oh, I have to like line shit up. Oh, this sucks, bro. Oh. Oh, yes. I am pro gamer. What's over here? Oh. I think that's the wrong way.
Did I do something wrong?
You must
okay,
have.
clearly I did something wrong, but what?
What did I do? Probably went the wrong way. Maybe I have to go this way. Is this another machine? Yes. Oh, what's this? I don't... Bring it into focus? Oh! Hey! Thank you, wife. What happened?
Wait, what happened? I feel like whatever that was stopped because of that machine? Or, I don't know. God, I hope Jacob's okay. Maybe he went back to his truck.
Hi, Demo! Oh, come on in, friend. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's Eve, friend. Oh, I thank you for shouting out Demo. Okay, we gotta go find Jacob. I don't remember where he is. Is this where we wanna go? Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve! Yippee! Better find Jacob is what it says. And he's up there. Okay. Thank you for banning the bot, Iris. Thank you, friend. Oh. Thank you for the head pats demo. Thank you, thank you. 10 p.m. It's almost 10 p.m. here. Wow. Wow. Thank you for the wow. No, they really can't take a hint. Yeah. Fuck them bots. Fuck them bots.
Jacob, are you in there? Answer, please. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Hello?
Well, I can't say I like this. Not one bit. Nope.
Ah,
Hey! Jesus!
jump scare.
Good lord, I'm sorry. You scared me. Whew. Gotta give my heart a second.
You scared me. Are you kidding? Oh, God.
Sorry. Oh my god. Riley, this is... I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?
I have no fucking clue.
We were planning the transmitter. Some lights came out of it.
There was a... Oh, wait, there was a giant triangle in the sky above Edwards, right? Did that...
Yeah, that happened. Oh man. Are you okay? You seem alive, which is maybe more than I can say for myself right now.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, are you there?
Oh, it's Evelyn. Jesus.
Maybe she has, like, any idea of what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Here's
Hopefully.
here's hoping. Hey, Evelyn, we're here. Did you see or do you know anything about what happened out here? A bolt of lightning or something came out of the transmitter and it kind of knocked us out for a bit, but we somehow made it back to my truck. We don't know what happened. Do you? Over.
Oh, jeez, guys, I honestly don't think it was lightning. I don't have eyes over there, but the readings on our end are completely flipping out. You need to go back to Camber Cave and see what the transmitter is doing right now.
Okay.
Oh, really? Well, if you could see what's going on, it seems risky.
Okay. Evelyn, this is Riley. What do you need us to do?
You need to go back to the transmitter and tell me what it's doing, while we still have time.
Time to do what?
In time for us to figure out what's going on, before it gets any worse. I
Oh,
hate to ask you to do this, but it's very important you go back there and check it out.
You know.
Over.
Don't worry, Evelyn. We're up for it. We're here, aren't we?
Great.
Yeah, but we need assurances. Time and a half. And medical. In case our damn skin melts off.
Yeah, it's
Sure,
it's
we cover
radiation for
expenses,
sure.
Jacob, just please double time it and get back to that transmitter. Thank you both so much. Really. Let me know when you get there. Over and out.
Okie dokie.
Here, the walkie I had near the transmitter died, so I assume yours did too.
Thank you.
This should work.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I know this really sucks what we're about to do, but I don't know what's going on. But it seems extremely bad is all I can muster right now. And we're the only ones out here that knows anything about it. So I feel like sometimes people are put in positions where they can most matter. And this feels like it matters. Right? So, if it's up to us to do this, then...
Man, Jacob, I really love to believe that.
Well, you should. If only for the next hour or so. It helps, trust me.
We got this. We got this. Let's run. I'm gonna sprint my way there. Oh, what if we take the shortcut? Well, how will he feel about that? How will he feel about that? Oh, he's following me. Oi! You can't do that. That's illegal. That's a legal demo. Twitch flag demo is a sus user for that message. Lol. That's really funny. I know that mine get flagged. My automated message gets flagged.
Wait. Listen.
Their transmitter knocked everything out of whack. The reverberation destroyed our antenna. We need to repair it. I almost had it. They were talking. We were talking. Ugh. Charlie, come in. Violet, where are you? Over. Guys, I think I'm lost. I'm at somewhere by the cliffs.
I think she's by the cave system.
Violet, what happened? Where did everybody go?
Charlie, where are you? Over.
I think I'm by the ranger station.
Pointillia. That's not far from here.
I can get another receiver to fix the antenna.
Hurry. And Violet, stay put. Charlie and I will get you later, okay? Hearth and Cinder, catch squirrels if you can. Over and out.
That doesn't sound good. They sound
Um.
young.
You have any idea who they could be?
I don't know. One of them sounds familiar, but I'm not sure yet.
One of them sounds familiar. Interesting. You need to take a break here, buddy? No, we're good. We're cruising. We are cruising. Hi Zonko, welcome on in, friend. Good to see you. Happy New Year's. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, friend. Yeah,
Let's just hurry up and see what the transmitter's doing.
We're just getting into Oxenfree 2. Shit's going down. We're having a good spooky time tonight. Hope you're having a good night too.
Yep, right behind you. Let's go.
Bucks. It bucks. Oh, I got stuck. This music is really banging. It's so spooky. Oh. What happened?
Crap, okay, this looks very volatile. It's affecting something over Edwards Island. You see that? What the hell is that?
What the hell is that?
In the sky. That's a huge light show.
It looks like a giant hole in the sky. How is that possible? Is the transmitter really affecting it? It's beaming some kind of energy to it, but...
Riley, this is gonna sound I don't know, but this is all... I've heard about this. Someone told me this was possible years ago. No one really believed her, but she knew. Even 30, 40 years ago, she knew.
Jacob, who are you talking about?
Wait, Riley, do you hear that? There's...
Hear
The
what?
music?
You don't hear that? It sounds like... It sounds like...
Is it the swaggy synth playing? Oh! Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Jacob? Jacob?
Jacob? Jacob, can you hear me?
Demon! Demon!
This is a nightmare. Oh God. What
Hello?
was that noise?
Can I talk to Evelyn? Evelyn.
I have to do something here. I can't just...
Oh, the radio?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Jacob! Jacob! Oh God. Just hold on.
Oh, here we go. Oh, fug.
Remember your name and address, and a telephone number too. And if someday you lose your way, you know just what to do.
Right.
Kid.
Wait, who is this?
Marco.
What? Oh, shit. I didn't have time to
Hear
react.
what I said? Miss, bar's closing. You gotta go home. Hey,
Nah.
anyone know her? Anyone friends with this woman?
Where am I?
Anyone? No? Do I have to call somebody?
How'd I get here? Just...
Me right now.
How are you getting home? That's what we're... Hey, wait, buddy. You were talking to her earlier.
Oh. Oh. That was a scary perspective for this game. Figure that, Pat's demo.
Spilling everything everywhere.
Too scary.
Out.
What is this?
Are lost.
We are lost.
And through. Hey. What is your
To be found again.
No worries, demo. You have a great day, friend. Good luck at work. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. It is hella spooky. Oh. What's this? What happened?
Wait, Jacob, where are we?
Are we in... This is Garland? God, this is crazy. The time glitches, the jumping around.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I think I might know what's going on. But first,
No worries, Iris. Have a great lurk, friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Happy New Year.
This unless I get some rope somewhere.
Oh, I have an energy drink too. I keep forgetting about that. What do I need? Rope? Oh. Oh, we're way up. We're way over here. I see. Okay. What's over here? Okay. Ugh.
Evelyn, you there? Over.
Oh, here we are.
I don't think we can get through. Look, I think I know what might be going on, but it's going to take some explaining. My cottage is just up the way here. I might have something that could help. It's not very far.
Jacob, what do you know? What is going on?
I took this job because I've been into this stuff ever since I was young, and I'm not just randomly into radio technology. I mean, I know what transmitters are for a reason. When I was a kid, there was this older lady who lived in town. Well, she lived on Edwards Island, really, but she got her groceries and stuff in town. She studied this stuff. Weird frequencies, signals. She had lots of theories no one believed, or would believe. When we were
Sounds
kids, we were
familiar.
friends, and I have a lot of her journals still. I know she wrote about something like this. I think it can help. I know it can. Just trust me.
What theories? What did she think about? I'm sorry, I'm confused. She had ideas about these weird frequencies before any of it ever happened?
Okay.
Sort of. Well, I mean, it kind of has always been happening. Let's just see if her work helps first. And then I can give you the footnotes, you know? It's not far.
Alright, let's go. Oh, I'm getting warm. Oh, sorry about that noise. That was my chair.
The cabin's just up this way. Not that it's gonna wow your socks off or anything, but I like to explain to people that I inherited it. Yeah, just so you don't think. It's not like this is my beach house or anything. My parents had me and my brother old and both died in our 20s.
Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks.
Yeah, would have been nice for them to have met each other a little younger. But I guess I'm just happy they met at all. The cabin and the money left me in my parents' will means that I have to work. But it's not like...
Yeah, I gotta take off my sweater. Hold on. I'm gonna mute and put some tunes on real quick. Hold on. Oh, and an ad's starting. Perfect timing. Okay. Sorry about that.
Deal, basically.
I had to take off my sweater.
I used to worry this made me a boring person. Yeah, I wouldn't tell dates or people I just met.
No, it makes you more intriguing. It's a story. It's something unique.
I'm compelled to remind you that this place was an inheritance.
This place
I'm
is
not a secret
fucking
man.
huge.
Just look at my shoes.
Are you a duke of something or something? This is a castle.
Yeah, it really is.
Real palatial. Warm in the summer, cold in the winter. It creaks, it leaks, and termites can't get enough of it. Don't judge a book by its cover, works both ways. Trust me. All the stuff that we
Fair.
have inside should just take a minute. I know exactly where it is. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Problem?
Kind of, yes.
It's locked.
The door is locked, which it should be. The keys, however, are not where they should be. They're, I can picture it, they're in the kitchen drawer. I was moving things around this morning, and I forgot to put them back in my pants.
It's okay.
Hey, it happens.
I watched a video on how to pick locks. I think I remember the host's hair color. Yeah, I'll tool around with it for a bit, and if push comes, I'll just unscrew the damn thing.
Alright. We gotta find a way in.
Why am I not surprised?
This window is open. There's a ladder over there.
Why would he leave his window open like that? All those bugs.
Yeah, the bugs!
Did that-
Spooky.
No. Okay.
I want the ladder.
We could walk back to my truck for the garage door opener, but I'm not 100% sure it's even there. Sorry.
Oh, I'm stuck. There we go.
This should reach the window.
Can I take it? Nice. I'm so strong. I'm so strong and brave and cool.
Maybe? No.
Out of my way, I got a ladder. He just doesn't fucking notice. No, put it there. Perfect. Yeah, get your ass up here. Come on. Go. Go in the window. Go. Go in the window. Now we can snoop.
Wikipedia Brown, a biography of Guglielmo Marconi. I don't know who that is. And an 8th grade science textbook. Jacob, you are a man of interesting tastes.
Let's snoop.
Oh. Not bad for an amateur.
Okay. I'm almost done my
Oh,
drink.
His brother. Didn't think they'd be twins.
The phone!
Oh god, I could go for a pizza right now.
I'm not gonna get the phone. Oh, it's really spooky in here. Oh god, that was loud.
Of course.
Hey, you there? Come let me in.
Oh, you're over here now. Hello, brother.
Thanks. How'd you get in?
You left your upstairs window open. I used your ladder.
Oh, I left that open again. God. I'm gonna find a barn owl in there chewing on my pillow.
I'm gonna eat a cookie. Hold on. I have original Tim Tams, and they are delicious. So I'm gonna eat one. Ew. Okay.
The journal should be just over here. I know there was one where she talked about gates. Windows to perpendicular spaces. I know it's in here. Just hang on.
You got a phone call as I was heading down here. I didn't answer.
Huh, kinda late to get a call, but okay. Oh, it's been at least an allergy season since I cleared out my answering machine, so that one's lost to the ages. Oh wait, hang on. Oh, this is it. One of the journals that belonged to Maggie Adler.
Oh fuck, I know that
She was stationed
name.
at Fort Milner, right here on the coast when the submarine crashed. She said it was a mistake. The whole thing had an experimental engine or something. And that when it blew up, something happened to the reactor. It split the crewmen from our reality. Forced them in between time. In between dimensional planes. They were gone. But not really.
Are they still out there or wherever?
Maybe? I used to pick up radio signals that sounded, you know, sailory, but it's been a few years. Maggie did all these experiments and research in the last half of her life. She discovered radio waves can reach through planes of existence. It can affect the past and the future. But, I mean, you know, without hard proof, without the knowledge of the inciting incident, no one, really except me, believed her. I mean, not that I, you know, blame them. I mean,
Okay, so let's say everything you're telling me is true. How does this help us solve this?
just look, this one, she told me about ghosts, about people she cared about. A woman named Anna that died to one of those things. She called them gates. And I think that big triangle thing in the sky is one of them.
I think you're onto something.
Talking about. I was just a kid, you know?
How did our friend Anna die?
She didn't really get into the details. Just that during an experiment, something went wrong. Miss Adler said she spoke through a portal, or a gateway, or whatever, to a Sergeant Griffin years after he died. He was on the USS Kanaloa, stuck in time. These were my versions of, you know, of campfire stories, I guess.
All right, so all of this happened in, like, the 40s or something, right? Why is this happening now, all of a sudden?
That portal over on Edwards Island? Whoever did that, I mean, I don't think it was an accident based on what we heard on the walkie. But just wait, there's more here.
Oh, but wait, but...
What we need
but wait, there's more.
Is this guy. Yeah, here it is. She writes,
Jacob, come on! What'd she say?
Bro, don't yell at him.
She says that harmonizing electromagnetic waves emitted towards a gate could successfully diffuse its source signal. See? So this is what I thought when the transmitter went crazy. That first one was diffusing the signal and starting to cancel out the gate. So transmitters can diffuse the source signal. We can use them to stop it, based on what Maggie thinks at least.
So...
Hold on 1 second. Okay, never mind.
we use the transmitters then, right? Enough of them should knock out its power.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we saw what the one did, which is definitely what we want to do, because you know, Maggie says she...
Hold on 1 second. My chat's being weird. Hold on a second. Okay, we're good.
Here that gates or portals, whatever you want to call them, can, in theory, destabilize the properties of our current existence. Which doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
Man.
But aren't we out of transmitters? How would we do this?
The general store's holding our transmitters, right? And climbing gear? Because if that's the case, we should be all set.
They should? At least that's what Evelyn said.
So I know the owner, and I know where the key is, so that's no problem. After that, we'll have to put another 3 transmitters to triangulate the right harmonic frequency.
Okay.
The math dictates they have to be roughly equidistant and at the same height. So for us, that means a clear view of Edwards Island to compete with the signal traffic and get through to the other side of the harbor. After that, it should work.
Sounds like something that makes just enough sense.
I think
I'll
it
go
sounds
along
good.
with it until it doesn't work.
That's about the level of confidence I'm at, too. Okay. Okay. Let's get back to the general store, get those transmitters in gear.
Yeah, let's go.
Just hope we're right.
Riley, are you there? Pick up right now. Over.
Oh, it's
I
Evelyn.
got an achievement.
We should loop her in.
Riley.
Hey, Evelyn, do you, see or, like, know how insane this is getting? Over?
Riley, thank God. Okay, you're okay. Everything's okay. Okay, that's good. The readings we're getting on our end here look really bad. We just know, based on these figures, there's something electromagnetic that's building in intensity.
Evelyn, hey, it's Jacob. Yeah, we know it's bad and getting worse, but we figured out that if we use the transmitter
Hold on. Where am I going?
to nullify the bad frequencies, it
This
can
way.
diffuse them completely.
You figured it out? Figured it out how? Over!
Some old lady's journals Jacob had lying around.
What?
Just don't worry, we know what to do. The transmitters will act as a net.
It would be like the old radio towers. The geography's bend is like a natural amplifier.
All we'd have to do is just place them high above sea level and it'll knock out the signal that's screwing everything up.
Actually, that might work. Ah, and the stuff you need is just sitting at the general store right now. Ugh.
That's not a big deal. That's Fred Hollinger's place. He's a buddy of mine.
He keeps a spare key to the front door behind the back doormat.
Hey, and I was gonna suggest just throwing a brick through the window. But this is better.
Thank God for small towns.
Alright, I got a lot of stuff
True.
to get ready over here. Good luck, guys. Godspeed. Over and out. Oh,
Godspeed.
Jacob, sorry, I forgot. Did you ever find Athena?
Oh, no. Not yet.
You know, I'm sure she'll turn up soon. Country dog's gonna handle anything, you know?
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh no.
Over and out. Sorry, my dog, Athena, got out last night.
Oh.
She goes on walks by herself all the time, but this is the first time she hasn't come back right away.
No.
Something spooked her, but I don't know.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I will keep an eye out.
That's so sad.
I'm hoping we'll just run across her.
Uppy. I want to see Uppy. I want to see the Uppy. Bup, 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 bup. Okay, I need to check some things real quick. Okay, we good. We good. To the general store.
Oh, ow, ooh, sorry. The rocks are a little slippery.
It's all good, man. It'd be like that. Where? I don't remember where the general store is. Oh, okay. And let me go this way. Think this is where I want to go? I'm not sure. No, this is not where I want to be. Oopsies. That's fine. Okay. I think I actually have to go back across where I was. Like this way? Yes, this way. Excuse me.
Oh, sorry, wait. We have to...
Oh, we have to go... What?
Just got it. Whenever you cross the bridge, you have to spit over the side. It's good luck.
Huh?
Never heard of that before.
That's they say you have to give an offering to, you know, gods. It's better with a penny, but they'll accept anything. Or so they say.
Okay. Be really weird if that comes back into play during this game. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm enjoying myself so far. Ah, here we are.
Okay, made it. Just this way to the general store. Cross your fingers he never moved the key. Just, follow me. It's right here. Okay, key should be right under the mat. Real high-tech security, you know?
Super high tech. Are we in?
I'm stealing gum. It's happening. But which one?
Don't
Dude,
steal.
No, I'm not 13 years old. Buy your candy like a goddamn grown-up.
I'm all talk. Besides, the amount of fake sugar in these things, I don't need to grow an eyeball on my foot.
Should we leave, like, a note or something?
And what would this note say? Universe possibly collapsing, had to technically rob you, hugs and kisses, Jake and Rye.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's the gear. Let's go. Mind if I take a look at the gear?
Why is there a pause button right here? Okay.
A few more transmitters, and that looks like a climbing rope, clasps, everything we'll need. Which, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that part.
We'll be okay.
Think about it though. Ugh.
We'll be fine, Jacob. With the rope, it's pretty easy, honestly.
Easy for some people. Now we're set. Anyways, let's just focus on fixing it. We got our gear, we got our map. We're not restricted to the beaten path, so to speak. We should start walking to as above sea level as we can get. Take a look at your map, and let's pick where we want to go.
Alright. Oh. Hey Jacques, welcome on in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's Eve. We're just playing some Oxenfree 2 and having a good time. Yeah, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great night. Hello. My wife back. Oh my goodness, Faye!
Matcha 73 years.
Thank you so much for the sub. The 13 months. That's over a year. Thank you, Faye. Welcome on in, friend. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve. Welcome on in, gamers. It's good to see y'all. Very good to see y'all. Okay. What am I doing? Taking a short break from VR chat before I hop back on for more parties. Nice, I saw a lot of people are partying in VR chat tonight.
Alright. Have an idea of where we're going?
Yeah, I hope you have a good time.
Difficult.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it.
I thought about VR chat for the holiday, but I'm like, nah, I want to stream. I don't have anyone to play VR chat with. Yeah. I'm having a good time so far. Probably gonna take a break soon so that I can stay awake, but let me chug some energy drink real quick. Oxenfree is so good. This is the second one, and this is my first time playing it, and I'm having a really good time.
Hey, Olivia Massel, are you there?
Hello?
Oh, wait, hold up.
Stay off the walkie. Olivia's at Garland, where the receptions are. Over and out.
Olivia Massel? I thought she sounded familiar.
Have you heard that name before? Massel?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, Olivia Massel is the teenage daughter of, the easiest way to say it is they're a cult. The Massels. A well-known group of nutter-butter lunatics.
Extremely wealthy, very insular, very private. Her mom and dad actually died in a prop plane crash almost 4 years ago, but she lives with her aunt and uncle now.
That weird thing on the trail path? That's them. Parentage, they call themselves.
And there are stories.
About people disappearing.
Yeah, I saw their flyer at the store. You think this is a cult thing? Seriously?
Hey, I'm just saying what I know and what I've heard, and you can take it or leave it.
I think it's her.
That's weird. Okay, where are we going? How do I get up here? How do I get up to Garland? Wow. Yeah, I hope everyone's having an awesome night so far. I'm having a good time. And I'm almost done my first drink. I have had a few shots, though. So. Ew.
Riley, you there? Over.
Hey, Evelyn, what's going on? Over.
I just wanted to see how you were doing and how it's looking out there. Over.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I don't even know how to describe it, but things aren't good. We're sticking with the plan, planning the transmitters to combat the portal, but we haven't made much headway yet. Over.
The numbers are otherworldly, way off track from where they should be. Yeah, Jim, I know. Sorry, a coworker's letting me know he couldn't get his car started. It's okay. Riley, I want to stick to the plan. Still plant those transmitters, but can you do me a favor?
What's up?
Give me a call whenever you plant a transmitter. It would help me help you with what's going on.
Yeah, Evelyn, that's fine. Over.
Great. It's important you call me before you head out to your next objective when you plant them, okay? It'll help a ton. Okay, I'll let you go. Remember, I'm on 7. Good luck out there. Over and out.
Over and out. Oh, wait. Can we, like, cross this way? No. Okay, that's fine. Beep. Excuse me. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to cough and burp.
When they hired me for this, they said I was gonna have to work with somebody. And I said, that's fine. What can you tell me about them? And they said, all we can tell you is that she used to live here and then she moved away. And now she's moved back. And I remember thinking, that's funny. I never heard of anyone ever coming back.
I guess I just needed a reset. I didn't have a permanent address, and drifting like that can feel great for a bit, like I'm beating some system, but I didn't really have anything to show for it but a foggy memory and a lot of bad habits.
Yeah. I've been there.
Your dad rewired my folks' garage when I was a kid. How's he doing? Still an electrician? It's been a minute since I've seen him in town.
Yeah, he's not doing too well, to be honest. He had me kind of late, so he's getting up there now. That was part of why I came back, honestly, to be a little closer to him.
I'm sorry to hear that. Give him my best when you see him.
Yeah.
You came back for a reset, and I know that it's going terribly wrong so far. But it's only the first day.
Why am I up here again?
Who knows what tomorrow will be like?
Thanks. try to keep that in mind.
I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. Above 3,000 feet elevation. Okay, I am there. Right here?
What is this?
Oh, no way. I buried this. When I was a kid, Maggie had me bury letters for her. Weird, I know, but she paid $5 each. I promised I'd never read any of them. Never did. Never will. Keep your eyes open. I guarantee there are more of these out there.
Oh,
Anna.
interesting.
Who was Anna?
Okay. Jay, it was an accident, a careless mental mistake, 2 syllables. But you're not wrong. Anna is never far from my thoughts. Her name never far from my lips, clearly. Do not think this is by choice. So much of my life is not by choice. So much of all of life, or so I tell myself. I wish I could tell you it will never happen again. I wish I could tell you many things. Spooky. Okay, so we can't do anything here. I don't know what to do. Also, it's about time for my break, but I want to play a little bit more. I think we have to go back down to Jacob's place. Lame. So now we basically just have to explore. I like exploring, though. I do like exploring.
Hey, I was meaning to ask, when you were, in my house, in my bedroom is this, thing I've been working on for years. Clay sculpture? I can't remember if I covered it up or not, but, assuming I didn't, and assuming you took a look, and assuming you formed an opinion upon looking, what might that opinion be? Lots of assumptions there, I realize.
Yeah, I saw it. It was kind of hard to miss.
Yeah, I have no idea how I'm ever gonna get it downstairs. So, thoughts, questions, comments? Minor criticisms that'll keep me awake at 2 a.m.? Under this hat, I'm all ears. And conditioner.
I genuinely, objectively, without a shred of consideration for politeness, liked it.
Well then, I genuinely, objectively, the rest of that, appreciate it. I usually just work with scrap metal. I figured, branch out, Jake.
Wait, what's that way?
It's a work in progress.
Might be a
Both
shortcut,
the sculpture
actually.
And the branching.
Let's go over
Maybe
here.
Someday it'll leave the bedroom. Have the world uncover it, See if it was worth the dirty fingernails. Maybe.
Maybe. Perhaps.
A wonderful word. Yeah, how it lets you off the hook of responsibility in such a gentle way.
Yeah, man. Oh. love parkour. Oh, I found a
Must have
note.
gone wrong with their whatever they were doing.
Alright, let's read this one. Okay. Mel, since you didn't want to hear it, you'll just have to read it. Our work will not yield the results you're looking for. It just won't. Tom, I am so very sorry to say, is beyond our reach. Beyond anyone's reach. Though hypocritical for me to say, rather, I encourage you to look forward. If that's as impossible for you as it is for me, then perhaps try to change how exactly you look back. Take Hank to visit Tom. I know he's an infant. For now, it's not for him. And when Hank is old enough to understand, tell him about his older brother, about Tom. That small patch of earth, those letters carved in stone. They can be so much more than a place for pain. The world has enough of those. Make it something else, something better. Thank you for your help. My work would never have grown as it has without you. Now go find Hank and take a walk, and if you see me there wandering, do wave. Maggie. Nice, nice. Wait, no, don't go that way. Go down. We gotta go this way.
Man, total strikeout tonight in terms of luck. Broken truck, lost dog.
No, I forgot about the uppie. The poor uppie.
And now, this situation.
Yeah, this...
However you classify it. Because I have no idea.
It sure is a situation, my guy.
I had a dream. I was taking a walk and someone was approaching. Turned out it was me. And like, not a mirror, it was another me. Only he didn't have a face. And then I reached up to see if I did, but Athena barked me awake before I could find out.
Bro. Okay, we're at Jacob's house. So I think now is a good place for a break. Yeah, we're gonna leave it paused. And let me put some tunes on. And we're gonna play some Words on Stream for a bit. Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna play some Words on Stream. Thank you so much for joining me so far, gamers. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. Hope we can make it to midnight. That'd be super pog and based. Oh. Sorry, just checking notifications. But yeah, we're gonna play some Words on Stream. Thank you so much for joining me so far. I hope you have a great break. Go get a snack, get a drink, do anything else you need to do. And let's meet back here in a little bit. Take care, everyone. BRB. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around during the break. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a good break. I hope you got some snack, some drink, and I hope you're ready to get back into the spooky fun with me. I am ready. I'm a little stoned. I have a drink here that I'm not sure if I'm going to open, and I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Sorry. That just came to me right now. Just popped out of nowhere.
Super creepy.
Yeah, that was a creepy
For
dream.
most of the morning.
Forgot about the creepy
Check
dream.
it off, Summers, right?
Okay. Looks like we gotta go up right here.
Right.
Uppies. We gotta go plant the transmitters at above 3,000 feet, I think it said. The music in this game is great. So far, this game is really good. I really like it. Oh, do we have our climbing stuff?
Okay, so take this anchor. Somebody left this behind, which is good, because rope climbing requires them. See, just slide the rope through and hook. I haven't done this since basic, but riding a bike and all that.
Just take it slow.
Will do.
For me.
Sure. Whee! Whee!
Bit of a leap there.
Bit of a
We can
leap.
climb down here. Also, it might take a little longer. I just don't think we can make the gap. Right?
I can make it.
Probably.
Can you?
Let's go.
Because it doesn't look like.
I think you would have broken every bone in your body if you tried to jump that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Actually, you're probably right.
So, we want to go up there, but the caves are pretty well connected.
We follow this one through, should wind up somewhere on the other side. She admittedly isn't the prettiest plan, but she's the best we got.
Oh, a cave.
Anyways, come on. Just this way, I think.
Oh boy. We gotta go in the cave. I need more energy drink.
Funny how just a little light makes everything both less and more spooky. Weird, right? Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, especially caves with bears in them.
Okay, please stop mentioning bears.
There aren't bears in these caves.
Unless. Unless there are bears in the caves. What is this writing on the wall over here? You guys not see that? Y'all don't see that? I don't think this is where I want to be. Oh, it's fucking foggy as hell.
Jesus, when did all this fog come in?
Oh, maybe this is where I want to be. No, it's definitely not. Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go back.
If you're on this frequency, pick up.
Who's that?
Riley, are you there?
Huh?
Over.
Yes, this is Riley speaking. Over.
Man, you sound... actually, you don't sound at all how I thought you'd sound. But, how's it going? Over.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Who
Who's
is this?
Over.
You know who this is, but I'll give you the space to figure it out for yourself. Okay. I don't want to waste your time. That's a pretty important resource. But my mom used to tell me stories. That's why I'm calling. Because one of the stories was about tonight, and the things that are going on. Anyways, I just had a hunch. I'll see you later.
Hello? Anyone there? Over.
Yes. Who am I speaking
What's
with?
going on?
Over.
You're speaking with Nick Stewart, ma'am. Now, can you tell me why you're on this frequency? Over. Hello?
I didn't call you, buddy. Over.
No, it was you. The reception was bad, but it was you. Listen, I got you on the horn here, so can you do me a favor? You sound pretty clear, which means you're probably in Kamina, right? Probably at the dock by Charity Point? There's an outpost for local fishermen near you. Can you take a minute and check if a blue backpack is in there? It's the outpost for local fishermen. I want to make sure it's still there. The backpack.
Yeah.
What?
Sure, I'll help out. A blue backpack?
Yeah, awesome. Great. That'd be a big help. Just give me a ring if you see it. Thanks. Over and out.
A blue backpack. Down here? I think that's where it wants me to go. Looks like it. Yeah, right there. We'll see if there's a backpack in here.
Huh. This must be the outpost the fisherman guy was talking about. Maybe
Hello?
help him out? Maybe not. We are in a time crunch here.
I'll help him out.
I guess somebody sleeps here, sometimes.
Yeah, fishing expeditions can sometimes take a while, I think. Actually, I don't really know. Don't listen to me.
Why do people love killing things and putting them on walls for other people to see what they've killed?
I don't know. Looks cool, probably. That'd be my guess.
True. Oh, that's spooky.
Well, I don't know what else I expected.
Here's the backpack.
It's, that guy's backpack.
Maybe you should call him back. Let him know he found it.
Hey, Nick? Yeah, your backpack's here. It's blue, right? Over.
Oh, okay. Good. I thought maybe I did bring it, but that the stupid thing fell overboard. Look, this is an emergency line for boaters only. I'm retired now, but I was sort of an amateur explorer. Never charted anything, but I'm all over Kamina, so if you need any info about the area, or Edwards Island, I've been all up and down the coastline. Just give me a holler. Anytime. I'll be up all night.
Sure, I just might. Over.
Okay, thanks for the help again. Over and out.
Interesting. Now I can ask him for help. What's over here? What is all this sparklies? Why can't I get over there? Oh well, I'll just go back this way. Okay. Let's go into the caves. Yippee!
These caves are connected, I think, to Garland. We'll have to go there later, so you'll see how widespread it is. If you know the tunnels well enough, you can walk to and from practically any point in town completely underground.
Spooky.
It's kind of creepy. I don't really love places where you can't immediately see all the exits.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
You see that?
what was that?
Hello?
Who's out there?
Oh, that was weird.
I don't think we're alone.
Could have been a trick of the eye. You never know. Oh, yeah. The stone will knock out the radio waves. I don't think that thing will work down here. We can't listen to music while we spelunk. Sorry.
Definitely not jumping that one.
Jesus, someone should put cones here or something, right? Maybe there's another way around. We need to get to the other side.
Yeah, let's look around. Find a detour. Oh, hey, check it out. We could probably climb down this.
I can't see what's going on, so...
Didn't even see this. Lead the way.
I'll lead the way, alright. It's so fucking dark. The water. The water. Ah! Jump scare.
Hey, sorry. I guess another way out over there, but also alarm. Just a wind tunnel.
What was that?
I might have seen something in the water, but never mind. It's gone now anyway.
We'll be gone soon, Riley. Don't worry.
It was so loud. The water.
Oh, wait. Wow. I've never been in here. Watch your step. I don't think this was meant for tourists. There's junk all over.
Just keep a lookout for a way out.
Definitely. Will do.
Oh, I can examine this.
It's kind of sad seeing this thing so broken. At least there's no skeletal remains, I guess.
Doesn't mean it was empty when it crashed. Just saying.
Cookie time.
True.
True. I'm grabbing a cookie. Because I'm a brave boy. I'm being so brave. What's this?
No way.
Bird?
Yeah, that is a bird. Feathers, beak. It works.
The hell?
Down here with us.
And what? They brought their bird with them? I mean, I guess crazier things have happened this very evening, but still.
Hey, look, Jacob, it's an anchor.
Oh, which means it's another rope climb adventure. You first.
What is that?
God, I don't know. Some kind of temporal anomaly? Like the thing in the sky? Let's avoid it if we can. Let's see what's ahead.
I want to touch it.
Oh, God, there has to be something down here. Hey, wait, you're just gonna... We haven't seen if we can maybe just walk out. We don't know what this thing will do. Right? It seems crazy.
I'm sorry, Jacob, but this is the only way.
Slightly to strongly disagree, but... okay.
Ooh.
Okay, organs intact, skin attached. I'll take it. I think we're back when the mine was somewhat operational. I don't think anyone's around.
Wow.
Which means
This is
time
cool.
travel. We have traveled through time. On any other day I'd be screaming, but instead.
Let's see if the time tear opened anything up.
This is really cool.
Okay, I'm starting to get. Sorry, it's not claustrophobia, but we're just like on the precipice of madness here, you know? As a kid, when I was anxious, my brother and I would play a game that kind of helped me out. It was called One Word Story. Basically, two people tell a single story, one word at a time, bouncing back and forth. Should help chill us out. Chill me out, at least. How about that?
No thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. Actually, sorry. Never mind. Let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, no, okay. Sounds good. Oh, I'll pipe down now.
Sorry, buddy. I do like you, but I don't want to play this stupid game. I just want to crawl in the dirt. This music, though.
Maybe we can meet our bird's grandpa.
Yeah, maybe. It's dead.
What?
I, wouldn't look in there.
Okay, that's worrying.
Uh-oh.
Other things. Let's get a move on.
Wait, really? Oh shit. I know that's bad. We have got to get the fuck out of here.
Looks like it's working? How do we get up there, though?
Yeah, don't know.
Wonder if this...
Okay. What do you want me to do here? Go back to the lever. Lever I hardly know her, am I right? Okay, now get in.
It worked.
Awesome.
Okay, but there isn't... How are we both supposed to go up at the same time? There's no buttons inside. So, how is this gonna help?
What if you go up, and since you're the less, athletically inclined,
Okay.
I'll climb up some other way.
That's... Well, I mean...
Bro.
Maybe... Or... Unless something else is...
Okay, well, ready when you are.
Man, I can't
Hang
believe
on,
this
buddy.
thing's working. This whole night is just melting my brain.
Hey, be careful. I'm not dragging a corpse to the surface. Sorry. I don't care where you want your ashes spread.
I'm careful, I'm being careful.
Nice jump.
Whew. Okay, it's a little rickety, but
Now I gotta get up there.
yeah. Shoot. How are you gonna get up? I thought I'd see another way once I was here, but this is a conundrum.
I'll,
That doesn't seem...
Uh-oh.
Fast! I think this place is having a minor meltdown.
Jacob, just take the time tear out. Get yourself safe.
No, Riley, come on, you can do this.
I gotta fucking run. Haul ass, Riley.
Maybe just climb. If you set the lift in a way that you can use it as a bridge, maybe.
Oh, fuck, that's a good idea. Oh, I hope I don't die. Okay, now run. Run. Oh fuck, oh shit. Go, 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 go.
Alright, just jump to me now. You're so close.
Yes, we did it. Nice.
We made it. We're back in, now. Whew, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank the Lord or lords above.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Use these weird symbols again. Well, I wonder. Nope. Nothing. Let's go. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. More dink. Alright, we gotta climb.
Jacob Summers paused. The mountain stood its ground. He knew he needed to climb it. He knew he could climb it. But the doubt, oh, such towers of doubt, if he actually would. Riley climbed with ease. Riley always climbed with ease. But there was no ease in Jacob's spirit. Just dread, stark and silent.
What the hell are you doing?
Narrating. It helps when I'm, horrified. Helps to think that I'm like
Watch
a
your
character in
head.
a story versus,
Just starts yelling at him.
Jacob was grateful. Embarrassed, but grateful.
Alright, get your butt up here.
How many bones do you think I'd break if I fell right now? Break, not fracture. I'm talking an audible snap.
Let's go with like 96%.
Nice even number, nice instant death. And upsy daisy, and okay. Didn't die. Sweet.
Sweet.
5 sticks. After you, Gumshoe.
Oh, more caves. No, go in the... go... What's happening? Go in the caves. There we go. Ooh. Gotta stay awake. Oh, this is spooky.
Just a little bit further. So, getting close. Thank God. Okay, here we go. One ledge at a time.
You feel okay climbing this one?
Does it matter? Okay, I'll be fine. Let's
Sam,
just do it.
you don't like me anymore.
Ah, and my fingers are only bleeding a little. The ladder's just up ahead.
Oh god. Panic.
What the hell was that?
I think you dropped this.
Hello?
There. You doing okay, kiddo? Didn't hurt yourself too bad?
Dad? I don't... What are you...
Mother bears will protect their young, especially during mating season, so be extra careful not to break that light. Hey, look, kiddo, I'm sorry you couldn't go on your 5th grade field trip to the national park.
Bro, what are you
I know
talking
didn't want
about?
me to come along and chaperone. You never liked a crowd, but I'm just sorry I couldn't afford it. But we can do lots of hikes like this one over the summer.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. That field trip.
I mean, I don't know why they need $200 for a bus ride to a shared hotel room and communal dinner. I'll make it up to you, though.
Okay.
Your, teacher said really nice things about you. Said you did really well in science class. And Miss Cavendish said you wanted to write your paper on Mom. Riley, she expects you to interview someone for that. You have to think of somebody else. Somebody more available.
I can interview her when she's back. When is she coming back?
You know she's not coming back, Riley. Your mother...
Hold on, sorry, I gotta check something. Okay, not important. Okay.
She was incapable of most things. She couldn't love me, she couldn't love you, and I know in your heart you want to find out why, but there's no why there. Her soul just has too many cracks. You see, it just can't hold anything for very long. You understand?
No, I don't.
Maybe you won't ever, and that's okay too. We can talk about it later, after we find the clearing.
The clearing? Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Oh shoot, I think we took a wrong turn.
I
It's
can
okay.
climb.
Climb up this ledge, and I'll meet you around the other way. By the Now see you up top in a bit.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh,
Riley, hey, here you are.
there you are.
Echoes, that was... I didn't want to, leave without you, though.
Where were you? I looked for you.
I've been here the whole time. Your light went out, and then nothing.
Weird. That's spooky.
All right, let's get out of here. I'm good on caves forever.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Let's get out of here. Oh, I'm trying so hard to stay awake. Oh. Alright, we almost there. Kind of.
Oh, that's, that must be... Violet was her name? I think she was out here somewhere.
I need
She must
another
be in range.
cookie.
Keep an eye out.
Hold on a second. My wife's gonna give me pie if I stay awake long enough.
I think, yeah, this is near the top. Gotta be a good transmitter spot somewhere around here. Now that I've had a minute or so to process, despite the fact that I went back in time to use a collapsing elevator from the turn of the century, I'm doing all right, surprisingly. Specifically regarding the elevator, I should say.
I think you're in shock. Give it an hour, tops.
Can't say I wasn't warned.
Ooh, there's a note over here. Here we are.
What happened at Fort Milner must have really messed things up for a while.
Kenneth, don't follow the whispers you hear on the radio. Those things you hear at night are orphan dreams looking for someone to startle and haunt. See your family more often. They care about you. Your visions don't. M. Spooky. Okay, good. We are almost there.
No, don't
Riley,
hurt
look,
me.
it's that girl Violet.
Oh,
She's
shit.
one of parentage. Come on, we have to help her. She's gonna
Don't
fall. Come on.
cry.
Don't die. Wait!
Oh, fuck.
Violet? Are...
You can't make me. I'm going to be 17. I'm 17. I am.
Jacob, are you...
I'm not
okay?
No. I don't want to go to the store with you. Because my phone's off. Because I told him I would.
You good, Violet?
Violet?
Oh, don't do it. Oh my god.
Nothing.
Crap.
Oh, shit.
He got me some.
Can I do this?
Sweets too. Dad didn't care.
My wishes are I didn't care about your grades.
About them. About not having them or whatever.
Oh.
Why do you even get them for you?
Because he wanted me to have them.
Did he talk about me? What did he say?
He didn't. But you.
Okay, Violet, just stay with me, okay?
You can... I see. Okay. No, 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 no. Damn it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Maybe I should have just
Oof.
climbed the cave. You doing okay? The peak is just over here.
I know, I'm having a moment, okay?
One more thing about school, and then I'll drop it, because I don't want to ruin the morning. You can't be getting into fights anymore. I know that girl Julie spread some rumor, but they're gonna kick you out of school if you keep it up. No more friends. No more science class.
Are you mad at me? Am I in trouble?
I'm not thrilled with you right now, but I don't know if that'll disrupt pizza night. Hey, do me a favor and show me that penny you got in your pocket, dude. When I install electricity in someone's home, I bury a really long, let's call it a stick, under the ground. This stick is made of copper, like that penny. We call it grounding. Very important part of the job.
Why'd you do that?
Well, electricity is a lot like you, actually. It's always mad. And being mad is what lets electricity do its job. But sometimes it can be too much, and that's when people get hurt. Just focus on the penny, and just let it go.
Okay.
Just let go of being mad. Because sometimes electricity just needs to go somewhere. Sometimes,
yeah, man.
You know, sometimes a lot of things do. Is this making sense?
I don't know where your purse is.
Oh, we're back here.
I haven't chewed gum since I was 12. I'm already late for school, Mom.
I'll write you a note.
I have a test in history, and I can't make it up.
I don't care, Violet. I need my purse to go to the interview.
I shouldn't have to do this.
Unless you want to get a job.
Is there a way that...
You went out drinking with the monster first.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
You can destroy it Wednesday for me.
I didn't lose
What about Jacob?
here somewhere.
I'm leaving.
Help me find it.
I don't know where your purse is.
You take my gum out of it all the time. I'm sure you saw it last.
I haven't chewed gum since I was 12.
Okay, we gotta do this again. What on earth does it want? Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. Let's go. I'm such a gamer. Did we do it?
Is it over?
I think so.
Did you go anywhere, or?
I think I was upside down.
Or maybe everything else was upside down and I wasn't? Don't know. Like remembering a dream.
A nauseating dream.
Let's see if we can help the kid.
Okay, well, we need to go this way to do that.
Listen.
Stay right there. I mean it.
Hey, it's okay. I can help you. Just tell me what's going on.
I have no reason to believe that you're real. It's only real if Olivia says it is. They've been talking to each other forever. At least that's what it feels like.
You didn't know who's been talking to who?
Olivia and them. They won't let me stop. I just want to go home.
Come on, Violet. Can you just back away from the bridge a bit for me?
Which way is my house? Do you know where I live? My mom's waiting for me.
I'm having Life is Strange flashbacks.
Violet, just relax. The adults are here now. We can protect you.
They'll come for you too. Olivia won't stop.
Violet, what will come for us?
They don't have names.
Just keep heading that way, away from us. You should end up near the cliffs.
Might be some climbing. You okay with that?
I'm going to get my friends and go home now.
Thank you. Would have been nice.
Don't let them take you.
Keep out of trouble.
I just hope you know what you're doing. Because I don't know if just letting her run off into the night was the right call.
Don't give me too much.
Yeah,
credit.
probably not.
No idea what I'm doing.
Okay, well, let's find a high spot for the transmitter.
Yeah, I kind of regret that. Oh well. Oh well. There it is.
All right, let's see if it does something.
Here we go. Oh, fug.
Ah, there it goes. Huh, all right. These seem to be working.
Yeah.
Hey, I got an achievement.
Go you, honestly. I'm just glad you know how to work this stuff.
Me too.
Let's get back on the trail. Head to the next spot.
Hold on. I'm not done here. No, nothing. Alright, Jacob, what are you doing, brother? Hi, Kit. Welcome on in, friend. It's good to see you. Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you're doing well. We're just playing some Oxenfree 2. I have a feeling something spooky is about to happen.
I don't want to talk about it.
What?
I don't want to talk about it, and you can't make me.
Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve.
What?
Brandon is a jerk, and I'm not sorry I told him so.
How's the game so far? It's good. I'm really enjoying it.
But I'm not sorry about the rest.
so I don't want to talk about it anymore. Okay? I don't want to.
Okay, we'll talk about something else then. Like, when I was your age,
Oh my god, never mind.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I told Brandon I was sorry. I told Mr. Severson I was sorry. And I am sorry.
We're having like a
I
weird
wouldn't stop
time
making fun of
flashback.
my hair. But still, I just get mad and it's like a sneeze. My hand still really hurts. Real bad.
well, I'm glad you said sorry, at least.
It was only because the principal made me. I hate getting angry. I hate the feeling. I hate not being able to turn it off.
Oh, we'll give him our lucky penny.
It's a penny.
A penny? What for?
Next time you're mad, just take out that penny and focus on that instead. It'll absorb it. Like anything, and you'll just be able to let it go. Your anger, I mean, not the penny.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, man.
Whatever. We both know that's not.
He threw away my penny.
No, I don't want to.
My penny.
Sorry, I was just back in 5th grade, yelling at a teacher. Oh God.
Are we? Jesus, are we just going crazy?
I mean, never say never.
True. Never say never.
Hey, you okay?
I am processing. Best I got for you.
Never say never. Never say never. Who else remember that song? Okay, what do I have to do now? Does it want me to leave? I'm gonna try and leave. It says I still need to plant 3 transmitters though, so... Let's just go back up here, I guess. Because it should say I just need to plant 2 transmitters now. Oops.
Purpose that you can draw.
Never say never. Stupid song is stuck in my head now. I did do this to myself, you're right. I got myself with the beebs. Got him with the beebs. I don't know where I'm going. I want to see what's over here. Oh, I'm so glad there's only 20 minutes till midnight, because my back is killing me. Oh. Okay, where are we? Oh, excuse me. Oh my god, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Almost there, I know. It's almost next year. It's almost midnight. I need to check messages real quick. Checking real quick. Okay, we're good. Okay, yeah, we do have to go down this way, I think. Let's go down here.
Yeah, this is gonna sound, but I keep having flashes of high school.
Bless you,
Sitting in
thank
the
you.
hall between third and fourth period. That's when I'd see you during the day. Everyone else always looked in a hurry, but you definitely weren't. We ran in different circles, I think. And it's just weird, I guess, doing this together.
I never think about school. Or I try not to, anyway. It's hard for me to sit still for very long.
Oh man, me?
I feel that.
Love sitting still. It's like my favorite thing in the world. If don't
I also
move my
feel
body
that.
at all, that's a great day right there.
That's,
Can I ask,
yeah,
there were
that's
like
a
6
mood.
kids who didn't get a yearbook photo, and I was always like, who wouldn't want to get their yearbook picture taken? It's senior year! Because I'm, at heart, a dictionary salesman. But can I just ask,
What, a dictionary salesman?
just not want to? If it's like personal, then forget to ask.
My, mom left when I was a baby. She just couldn't handle it, my dad says. And sometimes I'd see people who looked like her, from pictures my dad had, you know? And on the day they took yearbook photos, I saw her sitting in a car outside the school. It probably wasn't her. I mean, of course it wasn't her, but I just didn't go in. Bummed around with some older friends, saw a movie instead.
Oof, sorry. That's hard.
I'll see her in reflections and passing windows and stuff still. I try to get over it, you know, but some things make it hard sometimes.
Damn, that's rough. Ooh, we got this, gamers. 15 minutes. Okay. I'm probably gonna keep playing the game for about 10 more minutes. And then at 11:55 my time, I'm thinking we'd just chat for a bit. Sounds good? Yee, thank you. I'm so good at making plans. Wait, where am I? How did I get? This is not where I want to be. How did I get here? I don't know what these weird symbols on the wall are, but it's like not telling me. And I can't figure out what to do about it. What was that noise? I didn't like that. Didn't like that. I'm confusion. Here, I gotta go this way. I'm pretty sure this is where I want to go. Yeah, I want to go down this hill. We crawling. Crawling in my crawl. Okay, here's where I want to be.
Hey, anyone around?
Oh.
I'm still at the ranger station, trying to find anything we can use. Violet?
Violet's okay. I got her with me. Stay off the receiver unless it's an emergency. Over and out.
Sounds like they're starting to move around. Better keep that in mind.
Yeah, okay. Good to know.
I want to go really far east. Oh my god. My wife just scared me.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Thank you. Thanks. My wife brought me pie.
And just so chat can hear what I said. Is leave possible?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm just adjusting stuff so that I have room for my pie. It looks so good.
Look. Hey, doesn't the light seem weird?
What happened? Oh, here we go again. Jacob?
Where are you?
Where are we?
Hey,
who are you?
Olive branch. Are your shoes tied?
Cyan.
Tied?
It's tied.
Hey, it's because I need you to pay attention.
Pie.
It's tied.
Show me.
Hang on, look. See?
Okay.
Hello? Oh, wait, why do I sound
The
weird?
worst thing you can do to someone is waste their time. And killing someone is basically wasting all their time at once.
It was a spider. I didn't know it was in the drain.
And now, that spider that lived in our drain is no longer with us, is it? Animals wax and wane too, you know. Planet Shine isn't just for members of parentage.
Hey, hello? Can you hear me?
So you can have a sip of coffee later, but not the whole mug like last time.
Is
Olivia,
leave possible?
Stop scaring me.
And she will learn. Now, what do you want to do today?
What the fuck is going on?
Yes,
Hold on. Pardon?
It's 10-2.
I know.
Just making sure you know.
I'm stuck right now.
You! How did you get in here? You have no right to be here with them!
We really need to...
I don't know what's going on. Why I can't keep it together. This is the right night.
Spooky.
It has to be. They wouldn't have told me if it wasn't. I will get to Planet Shine.
Planet Shine.
Riley? Riley, are you okay?
The fuck?
You kind of zoned out. How are you holding up? I lost you for a second.
I saw Olivia with two older people. I don't know. I think she was trying to do something in the time stream.
The time
not
stream, yes.
sure.
Yes, the time stream.
What? What did you see?
Um,
Another time jump thing?
We were in a garden, someplace very bright. Seemed like a nice day, honestly. And then it ended. I don't know, she seemed sad, desperate a little.
Come on, we still have 2 more transmitters to place. Let's figure out where to go next.
okay. Is the game saved? I would very much like it if the game was saved. Let me... Oops. Radio jump scare. Let me go through a loading area. And then the game will probably save. And then we'll go to just chatting for a bit and celebrate. Woo woo woo. This looks like a loading zone. Yeah. And this is where I want to go, too. Excellent. Okay. Hopefully the game saves. Hopefully. Oh well? Game save?
We'll just take the short path down to the beach and...
Okay, well... Yeah, we'll quit. We'll quit. And I'll put some tunes on. And we'll go over to the just chatting scene. Hell yeah. We vibin', we chatting. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry, my wife is weird. I love her though. Yeah! Let me update the category real quick. Wife being weird. Yes, hello Iris, welcome back. Good to see you. Good timing. We just stopped Oxenfree to chat for a bit until the new year. But yeah, my wife's being weird. That's normal though. Was waiting to see Oxenfree off screen. That's so fair. Yeah, we're just gonna vibe and chat for a bit. While we wait. Because it is 6 minutes away. Six minutes away. Yeah, how's everyone doing? You hanging in there? You gonna stay awake? What on earth is that emote? Steer? Where are you going? Hanging in there? Yeah. Going into 2024? Okay, fair. Very fair. Ba 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 ba. 5 minutes. System's functional enough? You're valid. I feel that as well. Ugh. I keep getting the hiccups. I think I know what song is about 5 minutes long. Here we go. Yeah, I was just doing that, Iris. I picked this one. I got you. I got you. I got you. Oh, hold on. Iris, can you show Kit the new Redeem? I don't know if she's seen it yet. It starts with a P. Thank you, Iris. Isn't it great? You're making me laugh. I'm also looking forward to seeing more. I enjoyed it. It was really fun. I guess I could unpin my content warning. There we go. 3 minutes. Woo woo woo. I should see how this pie is. Let's do a quick pie review. Hold on. Okay. Mmm. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pie review? 7 out of 10. I really like apple pie. Apple pie is so yummy. I'm looking up the time, minutes, and seconds so that I can see. Best pie? Oh, I love apple pie. I love apple pie. Lemon meringue and blueberry. That's fair. I don't like blueberries, so I don't like blueberry pie. Lemon meringue is good, but I don't really like meringue. I rarely have pie, but I had a good blueberry pie once. Ooh, hell yeah. I love pie. It's so good. A good homemade pie. Oh my god. Amazing. Picky about pies. My operator's grandmother's pies slap. Oh yeah. Grandmas know what up. They know what's up when it comes to making pie. Also, sorry if my eyes are just perpetually closed. I'm so tired. Also, less than a minute. It's 11:59. It's almost time. I gotta kiss my wife in about 40 seconds. Oh, my clock's ahead. Yeah, there we go. Now I got 20 seconds left. Oh, almost 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, add 2, 1. Happy New Year! Wee, 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 wee. I gotta go kiss my wife. Hold on. Oh no, my music's about to get yoinked. Hold on. Happy New Year, everyone. Hold on, let me grab music again. I'll explain in a second. Oh god, let me get another song. There we go. Happy New Year, everyone! Yippee! Sorry, I had to kiss my wife and then my music stopped playing. Every night at midnight, I have a routine that plays, like soothing sounds, yippee, at midnight on my Google Home. And so it does it through Spotify, and so my Spotify, if I'm listening on my computer, will start playing on my on my Google Home. Happy New Year, Zonko! I know you're in a different time zone, but it's the new year here. I am in the future. Future! Future! Yeah. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope this year is wonderful. I'm a little messed up right now. Just a little bit, and I've got some pie to eat. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end stream shortly. Oh my god, they're all going at the same time. Oh my god. What is going on? Guys, you broke my overlays. Did some of them not go off? Hold on. I'm refreshing it. Let me redeem a few for you because they didn't work. You redeemed this one. I don't know if WoW went off, but I'll WoW you guys. Wow. And this one. My wing gorp. I'm getting so many messages. Okay. Yeah, I think. How do we feel about ending stream? Because I am tired. I wanna relax and eat my pie. Maybe have another drink. We'll see. It's party time. But I don't have the energy to keep streaming, so yeah, we're gonna end stream. Gonna call it here. Let's look for someone to raid. Thank you guys. I'm snoozing this ad. Thank you guys so much for spending New Year's Eve with me. It means a lot to me. I'm really glad y'all decided to hang out with me today. I had a great time with Oxenfree 2. Definitely gonna finish playing that on stream in the near future. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, let's do a raid. Aw, thank you guys. You guys are sweet. But yeah, thank you for spending the holiday with me. I had a great time gaming with y'all and getting scared and drinking. But yeah, we're gonna send a raid right now. Let's do that. I remember how to do that. Alright, we're gonna go say hi to my friend and teammate, Nanaru. She is also doing a New Year's stream, obviously. It's New Year's. But yeah, she's watching live from Times Square. So let's go say hi and celebrate with her. Thank you for shouting me out, Iris. I appreciate it. But yeah, make sure to check out my Discord server, follow me on Ko-fi and Tumblr. And yeah, copy and paste whichever raid message works for you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday for the next stream. We'll be doing some art, I'm pretty sure. I've got an emote to work on, so look forward to that. And yeah, I'll see y'all. I'll see y'all later this week. So take care. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.